Hi everyone, once again welcome back to the channel. In this video we are going to do the 3-tier Kubernetes project with the dynamic PVC for the MongoDB. The front end we are using the React, the back end business logic we are using the Node.js, and the storing the data we are using the MongoDB. The pods is in the first phase we are using the manual deployment, and the second phase we are using the ArgoCD is going to deploy automatically with the help of ArgoCD. Okay, in this project we are using the single load balancer, Ingress load balancer. We are accessing the both backend and the front end. Okay, once the Ingress is come to the active state, we are using the route 53 with the help of the custom domain. We are accessing this application with this custom domain name, and the front end is look like this. Okay, the project front end look like this, and in the items management here, when you add the details, is going to display in the dashboard how many total items is added in your database. Okay, and in the about section you can see what are the technologies we used in this project. The front end we use the React, and the back end we use the Node.js. For the storing the data we have used the MongoDB. For the infrastructure we use the AWS EKS. Okay, and this project basically I did myself with the custom with the help of the DeepSeek. And one more I am going to show. This is my personal website, arishanshetty.github.io. In this page you will find out the projects in the left side. Click on this projects. You will find number of projects in this page, and you can also filter it out. Why do you like to do your project? Okay, and right now the project total projects is available 11. You can do it after watching this video. Okay, and let's move on to the project section now. Before starting this project we have to set up one of the EC2 instance. Let's move on to the AWS section, console management section. Here type the EC2. In this project we have to pay at least $1. Not exactly $1, you have to pay at least $1. Okay, launch instance. Three-tier, in the name 3-tier Kubernetes project. Give a name what you like, not issue. See, the project basically work only on the Ubuntu, because the commands or everything is in the Ubuntu flavor. Okay, don't select the Amazon, select the Ubuntu. And in the instance shape, where I am going to using the T2 small, T2 micro is not enough for this deployment. And the key pair I have my existing one. I'm going to select. If you don't have the key pair, just click on new, and the select existing I'm going with the default one, and the storage I'm giving the 15 GB is enough. Okay, once it's done everything, click on the launch instance. Go to the instance now. You can also customize this project. Okay, the front end you can customize. Don't test the back end. If you test that the back end, the project will not work. You can also customize this project. See here where source. You can also customize this app.js, or yeah, just customize this app.js if you have a knowledge. Otherwise don't touch these sections. Okay, and node nginx.config also don't touch anything. If you done anything here, is not going to work. Okay, is up and running. Let's connect it. XSS client. You guys know how to connect this one, right? Yeah, we connected it. Now first thing we have to install the AWS CLI. Remember, don't just copy paste the commands. If the sometimes it may not work. That's why go with the official documentation of the software installation, and there you have to copy paste according to your architecture. Okay, the command is same, but in the future the command will not going to work. That's why I'm saying just go with the official documentation. And the Kubernetes installation also go with the official document, because right now this API this key is going to work right now. In the future they may change these versions also like that. So always I'm going to say go with the official documentation and search the things, apply it. Right now it will work, and copy it by one. AWS version. Yeah, your AWS is installed, and adding the key for the kubectl. The kubectl is going to handle the pods deployment services. For that we are using the kubectl. Added the key, and now we are verifying the key and installing the kubectl. kubectl also installed. Yeah, now we have to install the EKSCTL. We are not setting up the cluster in the manual way. Okay, it is EKS. So see, we can also create without using the EKSCTL. You can also create by using the manual. Right now we are not creating the cluster in the manual way, so that's why we have to use the EKSCTL. Just copy. Okay, this is enough. Yeah, EKS also installed. Now we have to install the Helm. Why we have to install the Helm means, here you can see, observe the installation of the ArgoCD, it going to install with the help of Helm, and this also what ALB also. I am going to show you here one more thing. It is, see, AWS load balancer and controller by Helm, EKS charts. We installing the load balancer with the Helm, and ArgoCD, where it is, yeah, here the ArgoCD also we are installing with the help of the Helm. That's why we installing the Helm. Copy and paste it. Yeah, Helm is installed. Now we have to create the EKS cluster, and with the node group, nodes is 2, the minimum node we have to maintain the 2 and the maximum they maintain the 4. Okay, and the storage is for the each instance we are going to give the 20 GB. This is customized EKS cluster with the node group. Okay, and one more thing we have to observe here, the version 1.33, this is the EKS current version. In the future it may go up to 1.34, 35, 36. You have to keep in mind and write it down in the note paper. Okay, and I'm going to show right now. Go to the Google, KTS current version, just type it here, and the release you can see here. Go to the release. The present in the market, the 1.33 is available. See, like this you have to make sure while you are executing the commands. That's why I'm saying don't just blindly copy paste the commands. You have to observe what are the things is I am applying in this project. Just copy it. The presently it will work, and in the future after the 5-6 years the version is not going to support. That's why I'm saying just replace this section, this version 1.34, 35, 36 like that, and paste it here. Okay, we are not configured AWS config, right? So move back to the AWS console, and where it is IAM. Okay, in the IAM, click on the users on the left side. This is the normal user account, not a administrator root account, and this user account have the administrator access. Okay, go to the security credentials. Here you can see the access keys. Create access key. Select the command line interface and confirm, acknowledge. Click on the next now. Create access key, and now the access key is right now is created, and this is the one-time access key. If you click on the done, you can't able to retrieve this access key, secret key once again. That's why for the safety purpose click on the download and save it in your machine, and copy paste one of the notepad and the secret key also. Okay, move back to your console. AWS configure. Okay, now we have to paste the access key ID, copy and paste it. In the region this project I basically doing in the AP South 1 Mumbai region, so I'm giving AP South 1. The output format is JSON. Okay, now we added the details of AWS config. Let's mount next. Now let's once again try to execute the command. Yeah, now is going to executing it. Here you have to observe one thing. When you executing any command, just observe the output, what is going on this command. Is going to setting up the subnets in the our 3 availability zones. Okay, and the node group name I gave on the standard workers, and the standard workers they are using the Amazon Linux 2023 with the version 1.33. okay, and the cluster name is my cluster. Where is deploying this EKS cluster is deploying in the AP South 1, and is going to creating the my cluster with the help of the CloudFormation. The same thing is going to apply the worker node also with the help of the CloudFormation. This thing is going to take up to 10 to 15 minutes. We have to wait, and let's move on to the next. Okay, we have to wait it. close this one. This is okay, done. This is done. See, with the command help, with the help of the command is going to creating with the version of 1.33. okay, make sure when you executing the command, see the command what is you are executing and check the versions. In the ArgoCD also we have to check the versions. I will show coming up time frame, and it may take up to 50 minutes, we have to wait. Okay, okay, I am going to pause the recording. I will come back once the cluster is created. The cluster is successfully installed and created, and here you have to observe one thing is going to creating the required add-ons, the core DNS, metric server, and the VPC CNI proxy, and by using the cloud formation is going to creating the node group. Okay, I'm going to show in the console. See in the console, come to the compute here, you can see here that node group is standard workers. See, is created the 2 nodes, and the add-ons, the required add-ons is actually created. If you done by the manual way, you have to select all those things, metric servers, coordinates, all these things you have to select it, and the node group also you have to manually create. And move to the EC2 now. Go to the instance. See here you can see is going to maintain in the 2 availability zones. These 2, right? 1A and the 1B. Automatically is going to maintain. And when you select only one of these instance, you can see the volume is 20. If you did not mention this 20 size is going to occupy the 80 GB. Okay, done. And we have to add one more EBS CSI driver. In the normally we can also do it. This add-on we have to install it. So I'm using the command line to install the thing, and observe here add-on, there is no CSI driver, right? And just copy this OICD provider and yeah, is done, and copy this IAM service account and paste it in the command. This command is going to create the service account for this Amazon EBS CSI driver policy. We are just creating the IMI service for the EBS. We are not adding the or creating the add-on of the EBS. Done. And now in this command, just observe what you doing in the minikube the same way, but the command is little bit different. Create the add-on name of the AWS EBS CSI driver. Why we are installing this add-on means this dynamic PVC should create now this for this dedicated pod, and this dedicated pod, each stateful set pods we have to create the dedicated EBS volume. So that's why we are installing this add-on. It is, yeah, this add-on, and just copy and paste it in the notepad, and you have to replace your account name, account number, what you have, just copy the account ID here and replace here. Okay, now copy the command, paste it. Is created in your cluster. It is, let's refresh it here. See, is now automatically creating Amazon EBS CSI driver. Status is creating. It should come to the active state. Okay, it may take up to 1 or 2 minutes. Now we have to create the service account for the load balancer the same way, but here again we have to enter the account ID, the same account ID what you copied. Just copy this and paste it here. Here we are assigning this service account of for AWS load balancer controller policy to this account ID. Just copy it and paste it in the terminal. Yeah, it's created. Now install the ALB via the Helm. Just copy from here and paste it in the terminal. Is successfully updated. EKS chart. Now see, this is the versions of the ALB. When you executed this command, before applying this command, make sure and check what are the ALB controller version is available, and when you execute this command is going to show the things what are the ALB is there. So here I am using this version, ALB version 1.13.3. this version I am going to using it. In future if may get up to move on to the next version. So make sure when you are applying it, and presently the same version I am just added here. Just copy it and paste it in the terminal. Like this, you have to check all the details while applying the commands. AWS load balancing controller installed. Okay, and Helm list. See, is the deployment is just working on the namespace kube system. Now verify to get deployment. Yeah, let's verify it. It should be 2x2 up and run. Okay, if you get an error, you will not going to use Ingress. And verify installation is done, and update the kube system. See, right now what will happen, kubectl get pods. Right now I am in the default namespace. Sorry, this is mainly for the kubectl here, because if you are using the different cluster, it may helpful. And the cluster name what I am presently using is my cluster in the region of the AP South 1. Sorry for that, the kube command. Okay, this is mainly for the queue. If you are using one or more clusters, you have to update it. We have to work out on this cluster, means you have to use this command. Is going to update in your kube config. Done. And check it the nodes. See, he is going to show all the details. the name of the instance and the version, IP address, everything is going to show with this command. Okay, let's move on to the next. And what we have to copy the repo, we have to clone it. Make sure you install the git. Okay, and this is there already. I given the repo is don't use my repo, use your repo. Okay, just fork my repo and use it your own repo with the your account ID. Cloned it, ls, move on to the 3, ls. See here, I just created the 2 Kubernetes manifest file, because if you using the custom domain and you are using the ACM certificate manager, go through this manifest file. If you are using the simple manifest file, you go through this KTS HTTP. Okay, the 2 things we have to keep in mind. I will show in the coming up setup. And first thing, we have to set up the namespace kubectl get namespace. There is no 3 tier, right? And move to the KTS HTTP. This manifest file you have to go with. Okay, here let's apply the namespace first. Kubectl apply namespace is created. Namespace, yeah, the namespace is just created now. And one more thing you have to keep in mind, we have to order wisely create the first MongoDB, then you have to apply the mongo init command. Okay, I will show why we have to do in the order wise. If you apply this command first, you will not going to use your Mongo. I will show it afterwards. Let's apply the Mongo first. Apply mongo.yaml kubectl get thoughts namespace 3 tier. It is in the config. So is handle ports refusing. Okay. Oh, this is my local machine, sorry. Again I have to connect it, right? It is, sorry for your confusion, but have to connect right now. This is I'm using the local my machine, sorry. Have to connect it here. kubectl get ports default namespace, kubectl config set context correct context name 3. Yeah, see, the things is the namespace, the name of the Mongo is created in order wise. When you delete the Mongo 0 or sometime this pod is crashed, is going to create this with the same name. That's why we are using the this. I'm going to first cloning it here. I will show one by one. Clone it. HTTP Mongo. See, we are using the stateful set. Each time the name should goes to the Mongo -0 1 2 3 like that, and is going to the PVC is going to attaching this path. I'm going to show right now, and the command is, if you are not using this job kind, you have to manually execute inside the Mongo -0. That's why I created this. Let's try to move on to the inside of this Mongo. Okay, IT and Mongo. Yeah, you will not finding any here primary, secondary like that, right? Let's try to exit from here. kubectl apply -mongo init, and observe here in the down is going to initiating now, is now completed. See, when you enter on the first, the database is set to the primary. When you move on to the second, this pod, where it is, yeah, the first it shows to the secondary now. See, the secondary, this pod is secondary. Let's try to again move on to the last pod. So is not available, right? 2 secondary. See, that's why I executed this Mongo is one time, is going to completing in the one time. On the next time we don't need to execute the command, execute this manifest file. And let's move on to the next. We set it the namespace also. Now we have to set the secret first. In the secret file, the secret we encrypted with the help of the bash 64. If you don't know how to this thing you have to do, means I will show you the command right now. Echo -n admin pipe base 64. See, when you execute this command, is going to encoding it w4, okay, and the password same way you have to do the same command. mq = 3 is going to change it here, okay. The password I given differently, 3-tier project, that's why I'm giving different one. Like this we have to encode it by using this command, okay. And let's move on to the next now. We applied, is applied right now, maybe we did not apply it. kubectl apply secret, done. Yeah, done, applied it. And now apply the backend. In the backend, observe your in the down section terminal, oh sorry, backend. In the backend is going to creating the 2 more pods. First you have to deploy the Mongo, second is backend, and the final is frontend. You have to apply it, okay. And the backend section here in the service, in the value URL, I given the Mongo 0. This is the, consider this is the host name, okay. This is the IP of the Mongo. Again, this is the host name, this is the IP port of the Mongo. Same like that is going to capture your data. Now the backend is also done. And if you like to make your custom Docker image, means you have to build the custom one and push to the Docker hub. If you like to explore or do something new, means you can do it. And the front end, now we are going to using front end. In the backend and the front end, the service I just attaching the same manifest file. The backend also I am using the cluster IP. In the front end also I am using the cluster IP. I am not going to using the load balancer here. And the Mongo is, I am going with the headless, where it is. Cluster IP is headless. We are not assigning this any IP cluster IP or node port or load balancer. Now let's apply the front end now. Front end. Front end also is creating the container with the 2 deployments with 2 pods. Yeah, is up and running. Now we can't able to access it. Says we see everything is in the cluster IP state. No, see, we can't able to access it, right? That's why we have to apply the ingress. This ingress is I just made a path based ingress. I am not used any host based ingress. I am just used the path based. Here in this ingress we are actually accessing the 2 things. One is the front end and one is backend. See, in the front end service we are accessing the full page of this front end. In the backend service we are accessing the API and the health check. Okay, with the same ingress load balancer we are using the 2 services, front end and backend. Let's apply this kubectl apply ingress and first check in the EC2 instance where it is. Yeah, here in the last section you click on this load balancer and the observer is going to create the one of the load balancer here. Enter it. Ingress is created. kubectl get ingress. See, the address is just created here. It should be come to the active state. Right now it is in the provisioning. It should come to the active state. And basically in this ingress we are using only 80, not the 443. Okay, in the next when we are using ArgoCD we are using the ACM, okay, certificate manager, along with yeah, here HTTP is going to convert your 80 port to the 443 and we are also validating the domain with the help of this ARN key. Okay, and we will do it afterwards when we are install the ArgoCD now. That time we are going to executing this manifest file. Now let's try to access via this. Mongo set ReplicaSet image. Yeah, right now what we are doing in the MongoDB, like this is going to apply. Okay, the primary is going to replicating the data to the secondary and the again secondary replica. The same way in this project we did it, but the main thing we have to keep in mind, I just kubectl get PVC PV. See, in the reclaim policy I just done the delete. When your pod is deleted, is going to delete this hard disk. This reclaim policy should be in the retain or recycle. Okay, that you have to keep in mind. For the project purpose I given this delete. When the pod is deleted, is going to delete your data, and but the data is existed in the different pod. And let's move on to the EC2 here, and one more thing I have to show. click on the one of the EC2 instance, click on the storage here, and see the currently the one of the MongoDB pod is working in this the node. That's why in the down section you can see automatically is EBS is attached, and again I'm going to selecting one of the instance. See, again is going to attaching it on a second instance. The same EBS volume is attached. Like that, if I delete this pod, this instance, what will happen? The pod is moving to the this instance and attaching here EBS volume. Like that, it's going to work. Okay, what is happened here? Load balancer. It came to the active state. Let's try to access it. Secure that ingress. Copy this and paste it here. See, now we can able to access the application via the Ingress load balancer. Let's try to access this whether is working or what. It should come like this indication. The application right now is working, and let's try to check the health. Status okay. Timestamp database is connected. Okay, it should come like this when you apply this health /health. Let's try to access it and add some data. First, some data I'm going to adding it. See, the data is added in this date, and let's try to here. You can see in the recent items is it shows, and total number of items is added here. Like, okay, now is added. Let's try to see in the dashboard. You can see the details, and you can also cross verify it /API items with the JSON is going to see here. Bike description is 1500 and some name first, and the description is like this. Okay, let's move on to the next. Next means now we are going to installing the ArgoCD. Okay, now from this point is enough. You don't have a local domain name, custom domain. You have to configure that route 53. One more, in this project I am now going to create configuring any route 53. That's why I'm saying it may take up to half an hour. That's why you have to watch this video. In the downside, when you click on the AWS projects, in the downside, watch this Mumbai region route 53. Okay, they watch this video. It may take up to half an hour for creating and validating the ACM. That's why I'm saying I am not going to doing it here. Route 53 configurations. Let's try to wipe out this. Apply when you apply this thing, this command is going to wiping out your project. Sorry, I have to delete it now. You have to delete it by using this delete command. Yeah, everything is deleted. Now move on to the straight axis. Yeah, is deleted. The load balancer also deleted. Done. Now let's move on to the next. Install the ArgoCD. I think is in the installation of ArgoCD also same. You have to check in the official document. Everything. I just compress the things here. The command. Install the ArgoCD. Argo charts is successfully downloaded here, and now we are going to creating the ArgoCD name namespace for the ArgoCD and installing the ArgoCD in the ArgoCD namespace and patching up this Argo server deployment to the load balancer. Is going to create one of the load balance for the ArgoCD. Just copy it and paste it here. This one also take up to 3 to 4 minutes for creating the load balancer. Let's try to refresh here. Yeah, successfully installed. It should come to the active state of the load balancer ArgoCD. It takes some time. Okay, you have to wait it. And one more, you can get the ArgoCD load balancer address by using the two ways. You can easily get it from this AWS console. One thing. Okay, this is the DNS name. You can get it from here also, and by using the command, you can if you like to get a load balancer, you have to install first JQ in your machine. Done. And you have to execute this command. It will get the load balancer DNS address. Yeah, this is the load balancer address. AB74 AB74. Okay, you can get two ways, but sometimes you don't have a AWS console access. On that time, you can use by using these commands. You can get it the address. Okay, let's refresh it. So it takes some time. Active state, check, mapping, done. Yeah, is now ArgoCD is done. Yeah, we have an access of the ArgoCD. Now we have to go inside in this machine, right? And password. To get the password, I gave one here. The username is admin. The password you have to get it now. So that's why we have to copy paste this command. And this is the encrypted password command. You have to copy from here to here. Don't copy the Ubuntu. Okay, just copy from here to here. What the blank this text you see, just copy it and paste it in the ArgoCD console. So we have the access. So we have to create one of the application for this deployments, right? Let's try to watch it here. Watch. Yeah, okay, let's try to watch it here. Okay, first before moving on this, we are doing the HTTPS, not the HTTP. Keep in mind, we are using this HTTPS. We are not implementing the HTTP. And before if you are doing this, you can do the HTTP also, not an issue. But we done the previous in the manual way HTTP. That's why I'm not going with the HTTP. So here the one thing you have to replace this ARN value. How to get means, move on to the AWS console first. And here go to the route 53. For this you can without route 53 also you can do this project, but as per the project image, I'm just showing it here. I'm deleting the existing ACM. Okay, done. So it should be like this. And move on to the certificate manager. Certificate ACM certificate manager. This one, certificate manager. and here I have one existing one. Make sure where you are creating the certificate manager. Okay, when you are using the CloudFront, you have to create the certificate manager in the North Virginia. Okay, now my load balancer actually working in the AP South one. That's why I'm creating the certificate in the AP South one Mumbai. I have existing one. I'm going to deleting it. Done. Yeah, click on the request a public certificate. Click on the next. Now in the fully qualified domain name, give this domain. Okay, and again I'm going to give the wildcard. This wildcard, when you're using the host based routing, Ingress is going to help. Now if you set the both thing is okay, and the one thing, you can also validate this certificate via the two ways. One for the email validation, and the second one is DNS validation. And observe here one thing is there is no any value here, certificate value here right now. I'm going to validating it. Click on the request. So the status is still in pending validation. Okay, let's move on to the certificate now. Here observe one thing, create records in the route 53. There is no record in the route 53 right now. There is no certificate record, right? Click on the create record. I'm selecting the both domain and the status is pending. Click on the create records and successfully created the record. Move back to the certificate. We have to wait at least 1 minute, 1 or 2 minutes. We have to wait it. See, one of the record is CNAME is created. See, previously is not here. Right now when we requested the validation, is going to create the record there, and the status you can see the issued. Okay, now click on the certificate ID here, and you have to copy this ARN value. Copy this and move back your and paste it. Replace this. Make sure you gave on the proper one. Okay, and save it. Now is modified. Again I'm saying just fork my repo and do it in your own repo GitHub ID. Okay, don't use my one. If you do it like that, it's not going to use the ArgoCD. Why means, so when I using the ArgoCD, I'm just linking my GitHub repo. That's why I'm saying cert git add git commit new ARN value added. Done. Git push. Done. Now repo is updated with the latest ARN key. Let's cross check it. HTTPS, where it is, Ingress. See, new ARN value added now. Okay, just copy this repo link, copy and move back to the ArgoCD. Create application. In the name I'm giving 3-tier. You can give any name. 3-tier project name. I'm going with the default. Sync policy is automatic and coding. Okay, repository URL. I'm using my repo. Here you have to use your own repo. Okay, in the KTS -https KTS HTTPS. What I am giving, I am routing this path. In this directory I have my manifest file. Just execute it. So I added here, and the destination cluster URL is the current cluster. The namespace I'm giving blank, and in the observe, you have to observe here in the this watch kubectl get pods. Once everything is filled, everything, click on the create. Is going to create it. Everything is going to creating it, and observe here the Mongo init. You observe here, once the Mongo 012 is done, created a pod is done, then only is going to deploying the Mongo init. See, now 1 2 3 is now he is going to executing the Mongo init. See it here. See, now is Mongo init is executed and completed. After this things are done. So I will show how is done. Go to the Mongo ML here. In the annotation, in the Mongo file, in the annotation, you observe the ArgoCD project sync value is 0. First is going to executing this stateful set of the Mongo is going to executing it. After this executing it is going to execute this. Here what I am saying in the annotation, ArgoCD, after that stateful set executed, you just execute this part, okay, this job kind, you have to execute it with the post sync. Once you get a verification, all the pods is running Mongo is going to execute. Okay, that's why I'm saying if you execute the Mongo init and the first, you can't able to accessing it. Now everything is you will get a art icon like this. You should be come to the green art icon. Everything is done and secret is applied, back service, front service, Mongo, backend, front end deployment, and the Mongo, everything is done by automatically. And the 443 ingress also is done. When you click on this here 3-tier project, you will find out the ingress values, the ALB value you can find out here, and you can also find out in the AWS console. It should come to the active state, not in the provision state. Okay, when you click on this, you can't able to access. Yeah, is accessing. Yeah. So one thing you have to observe here, HTTP is, we added the ACM, right? But here, what we added in the ACM, with my custom domain, you just verify the ACM, right? TLS SSL certificate. We are not certified from this URL. That's why is getting the not verified. Okay. I will show in a moment. Let's try to access. Right. See, the data is added. You can see it automatically. ArgoCD is going to handle these things. And move on to the next, Route 53. Did it right? And click on the create record. In the record subname, I'm not going giving any subdomain because I'm not going to give any host based routing. That's why click on the alias. In the endpoint, application load balancer, you have to select this one, application classic load balancer. Region where you done, we did it in the Mumbai, and the load balancer, make sure what load balancer you are selecting. If you select this one, this is the ArgoCD load balancer, and this is the your Ingress load balancer, application load balancer. Once you're done, click on the create record. Here in the view status, it should come to the status is the in sync, not in the pending. It should come to the in sync. Let's try to access it. This copy. Yeah, now application is accessing, and observe here the HTTP is verified, certificate is verified. See, I'm accessing via the HTTPS, not the HTTP. See, HTTPS. Like that, you have to observe all the things. taxi 1000. And again I'm going to applying it via the mobile. Let's try it. Share, create queue record. I'm trying to add some data via the mobile. See, mobile. Let's try to refresh here. See, I added the data from the mobile. Okay, 15,000. Now the data is successfully adding in the MongoDB, right? So this is the project to do in the Kubernetes 3-tier application. I hope you enjoy this video, and let's clean up these things, otherwise you have to pay for it, right? So we did it. You can also do it to the HTTP also, that is not an issue. The same way you have to create it, the application in the ArgoCD, and apply it, and make sure you just replace this ARN key and observe what the things is happening in the load balancer. See, in the HTTP we used only 80. Okay, in the HTTPS we are redirecting HTTP to HTTPS. That thing you have to keep in mind. Okay, let's clean up this all those things and come back to the application here, and we did it everything right, done. Okay, let's delete this ArgoCD and copy the name what you given the application, copy and paste it here. Observe here, is going to delete it, everything is deleted. Okay, it takes some time, and okay, now done. Let's move on to the next. We did it all the things right. Yeah, route 53 also configured. Now let's try to delete the cluster. Just copy this and paste it in the terminal and check it here. The load balancer is the ingress of the load balancer is deleted, but then ArgoCD load balancer is not deleted, right? And the cluster is still in the active state. EC2 dashboard. 2 nodes is present. Last clear. This is the command to delete the cluster. EKSCTL delete cluster, name of your cluster, and where in which region your cluster is created. Okay, just hit enter. It takes up to 5 to 10 minutes. It may take. Is going to cleaning up your load balancer, cluster, node group, and the add-ons, everything. Load balancer is cleaned, and instance is still running, is going to cleaning up. It may take up to 5 to 10 minutes. So I will come back once this deletion was done. I'm going to pausing the recording. Actually, this is a raw content video. On the first step only, I am just executing all the things. If you're facing any failure in the middle, just take a break and check where you have done the wrong thing. Okay. Okay, I will pause the recording. Yeah, the cluster is deleted. Let's cross verify it here. The cluster is not listed here. On the instance, the both node group is terminated, make sure, and the load balancer cleared, and instance once check cross verify it here. See, when you deploy the things, is going to create one EBS volumes for the MongoDB. You have to clean up these things. Okay, let's move on to the IAM now. Remove the access keys first. Access key deactivate, delete. Done. Now go to the EC2 instance here and delete this also. Your created 3-tier KSS project custom instance, terminate it. And the route 53 also, if you are okay with this payments means for route 53 charges, you just keep it. Otherwise, and you just delete it, this route 53 hosted zone, just delete it. I'm not going to deleting this route 53 because I am doing the more projects right now, so keeping the same. And certificate manager also, you can also keep it, or you can also just delete this action, delete. Done. Make sure load balancer is nothing and IAM is clear. Instance all is terminated, and click on the volumes here and delete the all the EBS action, delete. If you left this, you have to pay. That's why I'm saying just clean up the things. Snapshot, once you click on the snapshot also and make sure there is no volumes presence here, and volumes also no IAM. Okay, instance. Okay, everything is we cleaned up, right? So I hope you enjoy this video. If you want more videos, you can check out my website, and you can also, this is my YouTube channel ID, DevOps Arishan Shetty. In the playlist you can also see some of the playlists of the project DevSecOps, Kubernetes and AWS projects. You can also watch it, and you follow me on the LinkedIn also. In the left side you can see the sidebar of the LinkedIn. When you click on this, it's move on to my LinkedIn profile. Just follow me and connect me. Once again, thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, like and subscribe the channel. Thank you.